Welcome to the check-in report. Today's topic, Fat Joe finally talks about Afrika Bambaataa. I just want to finally, Daddy's spending time with me. Who knows that bar? Smack. Yes, man, Fat Joe finally talks about Afrika Bambaataa and the Hip Hop Museum. And he talks about, should this man, that's a pioneer, that is a groundbreaking figure in hip hop, that is a legend, that did a lot of great things for the genre of hip hop. Should this man be celebrated in the Hip Hop Museum? And he also talked about how, there's been a lot of allegations on this man, but, he ultimately never went to jail. Afrika Bambaataa has not spent a day in jail. It's been, a couple cases. We heard about the case with the John Doe taking him to civil court. But ultimately, Afrika Bambaataa has not went to jail. He has not been criminally prosecuted. It's never happened. And Fat Joe talks about it on an IG Live. Should this man be included in the Hip Hop Museum? If you want to know my opinion, the check-in report. Should he be a part of the Hip Hop Museum? Should his picture, his likeness, his works, his work, ultimately, in the genre of hip hop that he pioneered, that he helped pioneer, let's say that, because there was a lot of contributing factors to the pioneers, even more than Kool Herc, even more than Grandmaster Flash. There were a lot of people in the backgrounds, dancers, break dancers, graffiti artists, MCs, other DJs, other promoters, other organizers that ultimately helped blow hip-hop into a billion-dollar industry. Should this man be included into the Hip Hop Museum in Bronx, New York? I think he should be in the museum. I think he should be included in the museum. I don't think you can rewrite history. You can't have revisionist history. Afrika Bambaataa is an important piece in the story of hip hop. Sure, so should he be in that museum? Should he be, should he have some type of, thing with his name, with his face, with his plaque, with his works? Yes. Should he be celebrated? No. No. There have been enough victims of Mr. Afrika Bambaataa that have come forward. Men that are now in their 50s. Men that are now in their 40s. These are grown men. Grown men. Grandbabies and everything. Grown men that have come forward and have gave their their testimonies of the wrongdoings of Afrika Bambaataa, the assault, the loss of innocence, just the overall disgusting nature of what Afrika Bambaataa did to those children when they were young. He should not be celebrated. He should not be looked at as a hero or anything of that nature. But should he be a part of the Hip Hop Museum? I'm sorry. But yes, he should be a part of the Hip Hop Museum because you cannot rewrite history. He's a part of the story of hip hop. And it's sad. It's ultimately sad that victims are going to have to go to this hip hop museum and see this man that took their innocence, that took their joy, that took from their childhood. So yes, Afrika Bambaataa should be a part of the hip hop museum, but he should not be celebrated in the hip hop genre. Fat Joe, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. Instead of hopping on IG and, talking about, Afrika Bambaataa was ultimately never charged with anything, dancing and walking over the tears and the bodies that Afrika Bambaataa has violated. Instead of doing that, maybe you should put Afrika Bambaataa's face and works in the museum and ultimately have something there for the victims. The victims should be, talked about. Maybe they should be a part of the museum. That this man that did a lot of great things ultimately did a lot of bad things as well. And it's part of the culture. And it's part of hip hop. Sadly. And those are my thoughts. This is the Check-In Report. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Should Afrika Bambaataa be a part of the Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx, New York? Home of Fat Joe, Big Pun, Remy Ma, and the home of hip hop. Thank you for joining me. This is the Check-In Report. Toodles.